Yadu had four sons named Sahasrajit, Kroshta, Nala, and Ripu. Of these four, the eldest Sahasrajit had a son named Satyajit, who had three sons named Mahahaya, Renuhaya, and Haihaya.
The son of Ahaya was Dharma, and the son of Dharma was Netra, the father of Kunti. From Kunti came a son named Sohanji. From Sohanji came Mahisman, and from Mahisman, Bhadrasenaka.
The sons of Bhadrasena was known as Durmada and Dhanuka. Dhanuka was the father of Kartavirya and also of Kritamni, Varma, and Rituva.
The son of Kritavirya was Arjuna. He, Kritaviryarjuna, became the emperor of the entire world, consisting of 7 islands, and received mystic power from Dattatreya, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of God. Thus he obtained the mystic perfections known as Ashtasiddhi.
No other king in this world could equal Kartavirya-Arjuna in sacrifices, charity, austerity.
Of the sons of Talajanga, Vitihotra was the eldest. The son of Vitihotra named Madhu had a celebrated son named Vrishni. Madhu had 100 sons, of whom Vrishni was the eldest. The dynasties known as Yadava, Madhava, and Vrishni had their origin from Yadu, Madhu, and Vrishni.
O Maharaj Parikshit, it is Yadu, Madhu, and Vrishni, each inaugurated dynasty. Their dynasties are known as Yadava, Madhava, and Vrishni. The son of Yadu named Kroshta had a son named Brijinavan. The son of Brijinavan was Swahita. The son of Swahita, Visadhu. The son of Visadhu, Chitraratha. And the son of Chitraratha, Sasabindu. The greatly fortunate Sasabindu, who was a great mystic, possessed 14 opulences and was the owner of 14 great jewels. Thus he became the emperor of the world.
The famous Kushabindu had 10,000 wives, and by each he begot a lakh of sons. Therefore, the number of his sons was 10,000 lakhs.
Among these many sons, 6 were the foremost, such as Pitushava, Pitukriti. The son of Pitushava was known as Dharma, and his son was known as Ushna. Ushna was the performer of 100 horse sacrifice.
The son of Ushana was Vichaka, who had 5 sons, Krujit, Rukma, Rukmeshu, Pritu, and Jayamaka. Please hear of these sons from me.
Jayamala had no sons, but because he was fearful of his wife, Shaibya, he could not accept another wife. Jayamala once took from the house of some royal enemy a girl who was a prostitute. That upon seeing her, Shaibya was very angry and said to her husband, "My husband, you cheater, who is this girl sitting upon my seat on the chariot?" Jayamala then replied, "This girl will be your daughter-in-law." Upon hearing these joking words, Shaibya smilingly replied,
Sabya said, I am Shara and have no co-wife. How can this girl be my daughter-in-law? Please tell me. Janaka replied, My dear queen, I shall see that you indeed have a son, and that this girl will be your daughter-in-law.
Long, long ago, Jayamala had satisfied the demigods and Pitas by worshipping them. Now, by the mercy, Jayamala's word came true. Although Saibaya was barren, by the grace of the demigods, she became pregnant and in due course of time gave birth to a child named Vidarbha. Before the child, Vidarbha had been accepted as a daughter-in-law, and therefore Vidarbha actually married her when he grew up.
We are focusing on verse number 20-21. Yatravartino Bhagavan Paramatma Narakritihi यदो सहस्रजित्कृष्टा नलो रिपुरिति श्रुताः चत्वारः सूनवस्तत्र शतजीत प्रथमात्मजः महाहयो रेणुहयो हयशेति तत्सुताः. Word by word, we can speak it all together. Yatra, wherein, in which dynasty, Avitranah descended, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, Paramatma, the super soul of all living entities, Prakriti, a person exactly resembling the human being, Yadu, of Yadu, Sajit, Astrajit, Shta, Nala, Ripu, Taha, 4 sons, Putra, within. Renuhaya. Translation altogether, please. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the Super Soul in the hearts of all living entities, descended in his original form as a human being in the dynasty or family of Yadu. Yadu had 4 sons named Sahasrajit, Roshta, Nala, and Ripu. Of these 4, the eldest, Sahasrajit, Anybody, Purport?
As confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.11, Adamdita tattvadas tattvam yajnanam avyayam yammeti paramapneti bhagavaniti shabdate. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. The majority of transcendentalists understand only the impersonal Brahman or localized Paramatma, for the personality of Godhead is very difficult to understand. As the Lord states in Bhagavad Gita 7.3, Manushyanam sahasreshu kashchid yayati siddhaye yatatam napi siddhanam kashchid naveti bhakti. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows any truth. The yogis and dhyanis, that is, the mystic yogis and the impersonalists, can understand the absolute truth as impersonal or localized. But although such realized souls are above ordinary human beings, they cannot understand how the supreme absolute truth can be a person. Therefore, it is said that out of many siddhas, the souls who have already realized the absolute truth, one may understand Krishna, who exactly resembles a human being miraculously. This human form was explained by Krishna himself after he manifested the Virat Rupa. The Virat Rupa is not the original form of the Lord. The Lord's original form is Vibhuja Shamsundar, Murlidhar, the Lord with 2 hands, playing the flute. Yam Shamasundaram Achintaya Gunaswarupam. The Lord's form are proof of his inconceivable qualities. Although the Lord maintains immutable universes within the period of his breath, he is dressed with a form exactly like that of a human being. That does not mean, however, that he is a human being. That is his original form. But because he looks like a human being, those with a poor fund of knowledge consider him an ordinary man. The Lord says, Avigyananti Mammura Manushyan Tanum Ashrutam Param Bhavam Ajananto Mama Buddha Maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme dominion over all that live. Bhagavad Gita 9.11. By the Lord's Param Bhavam or transcendental nature, he is the all-pervading Paramatma living in the core of the hearts of all living entities. Yet, he looks like a human being. Mayavad philosophy says that assumes a human form and many other forms when he descends. Actually, however, he is originally like a human being, and the personal Brahman consists of the rays of his body. Yasya prabhava prabhavato jagad andakoti.
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpataru. It's almost time. Okay. So, I was reading this verse, and yesterday was Srila Rupa Goswami's disappearance day, and I thought of dovetailing this purport to Srila Rupa Goswami's glories, and we'll understand the purport too and the glories of Rupa Goswami. I was reading, when you get Bhagavatam class, you get a message, and I read the first part. You have this purport, and I was reading the purport, and I was reading the shloka, and after I completed my research on Rupa Goswami and wrote everything down, then I again looked at what Mal Prabhu sent me, and at last it was written, point to discuss about Krishna. I was like, oh my God, it's all Rupa Goswami here. But we will know through Rupa Goswami that what are the qualifications, what are the methods to know Krishna, and then we will know Krishna. In the purport, it is written that for the personality of Godhead is very difficult to understand. So we have heard this thousands of times that we cannot understand Krishna. Still we glorify Krishna. Still we discuss about Krishna. In Vaishnav Sangha also, Braj Bihari Prabhu talked about Achintya Veda Ved. So for the first word, Achintya, we cannot, Achintan, which we cannot think of. What we should, when we pray to Krishna, so there is a beautiful song of Srila Rupa Goswami where he is praying to Krishna. There is also a way to pray to Krishna. We even don't know the way to pray to Krishna. That's why we have so many songs, so many bhajans of acharyas. Actually know the method how to pray to Krishna. There is a beautiful bhajan called as Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. Srila Rupa Goswami clearly describes. I liked how beautifully he describes about what is my qualification and who are you. What is my qualification in every line. For example, in first line, he says, Yadyapi samadhishu vidhirapi pashyati na tava nakhagra marichim idam ichhami nishamya tavachyut tadapi kripadu tavichim yadyapi samadhishu. Even though Brahma is sitting in trance, trying to see you, trying to have your darshan, but na tava nakhagra marichim, he is not even getting the realization of nakhagra, of your front part of your nak, of your toes, of your nails. He's not even reaching that point. So who are we? So he's glorifying Krishna like this. And in the second line, okay, who are you? Parameshwarata tadapi tavadhik. No, not that one.
Yes.
This one? No, up, number one. Idam ichhami nishamya tavachyut tadapi kripadu tavichim. But I know your standards. Not even Brahma can satisfy you. But here I am, idam ichhami. But my ichha, what do you call it, ichha? Ichha in English?
Desire.
Yes, my desire that you are Parmeshwar and my desire is to see you. And how it is possible? Tadapi kripadu tavichim, by your kripa. So whole point of knowing Krishna, whole point of how to pray that we know you is described here. In second para, it's very beautiful. Bhaktirudanchati yadyapi madhav natvai mama tilamatri Parameshwarata tadapi tavadhik durghata ghatana vidhatri Bhaktirudanchati yadyapi madhav. When I talk about bhakti, O Madhav, natvai mama tilamatri. I don't have even til matra, even very small amount of bhakti. We can say these when we stand near Krishna. We should not be mum. We should say something. We should remember these. And what is your, again, this is my qualification. And what is your qualification now? Parameshwarata tadapi tavadhik durghat. Which is impossible, you make it possible. Durghat ghatan vidhatri. So yes, knowing about Rupa Goswami. Going forward, we discussed already about how to pray and how Sri Rupa Goswami prayed to Krishna, about how he felt, who he is and who Krishna is. And another method to know Krishna is, it is written here, the translation of second shloka, that hardly one knows me in truth. In the glories of Srila Rupa Goswami, it is mentioned in his pranam mantra also. Who knows Rupa Goswami? Who knows Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or who knows Krishna? What is his pranam mantra? Shri Chaitanya, yes. Rupa Goswami's pranam mantra. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam. He knows his heart. And I was reading an article about Sri Rupa Goswami and why he was capable of doing so many things. Why he was able to know Mahaprabhu's heart. So I was reading an article and it was describing about three meetings of Sri Rupa Goswami, and how in these three meetings he exhibited the qualities which enabled him to finally that he will get empowered. In first meeting at Ramkeli, when Mahaprabhu met Sri Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, and there he got humility. There he showed humility. In three meetings, in first meeting he showed humility. In second meeting, he got the knowledge. He was educated with humility. In the article it was written, with humility we create a base of humility, and then with that humility, education stands on humility, and then empowerment. And how in these three meetings Sri Rupa Goswami exhibited all these three qualities, and then Mahaprabhu gave him empowerment. In Ramkeli, can you pull up the verse 196, Madhya, CC Madhya 196. 1.196. How in Ramkeli, Sri Rupa Goswami, when they saw Mahaprabhu for the first time, what was their reaction? How they were paying dandavats again and again with humility. Dante Trinadhari. You got the verse? Yes. So how they were paying obeisances, and they told Mahaprabhu about what is written here. Can somebody recite the shloka? Translation? Yes, translation.
We too are millions and millions of times inferior to Jagai and Madai. We are more degraded, fallen, and sinful than they.
Yes. And not only this, there is a phrase that mukhe boli, not just speaking through mouth. If we go forward, in Madhya 19.53, in Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada is describing about qualities of Jagai and Madai, and how Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, with full proof, they were not just saying it with heart. They had all the evidences that we are degraded than Jagai and Madai. When we exhibit our humility, we should be practical. We should exhibit all the. For example, if I think about myself, I know all the examples that can easily disqualify me as a Vaishnava. we should have just not speak it. We should actually have full conviction about why we are degraded. Oh, I'm so fallen, and we should know our qualification. Is this 19.53 Madhya?
1953, I think it's Namo Mahavarnans, Mahaprabhu's Pranam.
Oh, this is Pranam Mantra. Oh, I don't know where it went, but yeah, in the purport of one of the verses of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada was describing that how Jagai and Madai was from a Brahmin family, how they bathed in holy rivers. They didn't. There were a lot of qualities of Jagai and Madai, and they were not duplicitous. How they were just misled, and they were in wrong association. And how Rupa Goswami, and they didn't work for Muslim rulers, but Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami worked for Muslim leaders. So, yes, these were some of the proofs that they presented forward, and in their mind they were convinced that we are fallen. So that was the humility that qualifies them. And when Mahaprabhu met Rupa and Sanatan, I was astonished that he didn't deliver them all of a sudden. Even Rupa and Sanatan, he was like, wait. In the story of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, which I was reading it yesterday, he was weeping. Raghunath Das Goswami is weeping that please deliver me, and I was like, okay, now he's about to get delivered. Mahaprabhu is like, wait, you cannot jump this material ocean through a leap. I got so much courage that okay, if Mahaprabhu is asking Raghunath Das Goswami to wait, I can also wait. And Srila Rupa Goswami, there is a beautiful story of how Srila Rupa Goswami was inspired to leave everything. Of course, he was filled with rasa, and he was somehow continuing to do service for the king. And it is described that when he was going, so king called Rupa Goswami, and when he was going through the path in his palanquin, there were, you know the story? So he was going through palanquin. There were guards around him. They were, holding the flames, and even in palanquin was worth millions. There were gold all around, and inside was sitting Srila Rupa Goswami. And when he was walking, and there were water all around because it was raining, and they were creating a lot of sounds. In nearby house, there was a washerman, and he was asking his wife. He was asking his wife that, who is this in this rain, in this havoc? Who might be that that is so eager to go somewhere? And then she said, oh, it might be, he can be a dog, or he can be a thief, or he can be a slave of a king. That's only three things that can, roam around. And that hit Rupa Goswami like a thunderbolt. Like, wait a minute. Although, he was already filled with bhav of renunciation that what I'm doing. But this broke his, broke like a bubble. And then he burst. And then he had a realization that, yes, I'm a slave. I'm just waiting for my master. And what you said? Yes, he said that I'm a slave. It doesn't matter that it's iron chain or a gold chain. Right now I'm wearing gold chains. I'm a minister, but I'm still a slave. No matter what my position is. And he thought that a slave is always a slave. And then he thought, yes, slave is not also different from a dog. Just like dog is waiting for his master and looking at his face, just waiting for him to call him. I'm also always like a dog looking at the king. Okay, he will call me, and right now he called me. And how it is different from a thief? Thief steals something, thief sells it in the market and enjoys what he gets out of it, enjoys the money. And I've also sold my soul to this king, and I'm also enjoying this palanquin, big houses. So it struck Srila Rupa Goswami. And then when he thought, yes, I should give all this up. So this was his humility we discussed earlier, and how in the first meeting he was very humble. Being humble also help us to have these kind of realizations. And when we don't know, if he didn't knew for a fact that if he didn't thought of himself as fallen, we will not have such realization that yes, we should do something about our spiritual life. We should have without humility. So this is the ground, humility. In the second meeting, he met at Prayag, where he was educated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it is one of the most beautiful description of, we always say Bhakti Lata Bij. It is most beautiful description of how there is a creeper, how it grows. And I was planning to read it. There are like 4 or 5 shlokas, but I can tell you the shlokas and you can read it. About how that Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. How gurus make your land fertile, and then you will have that bij of giving pleasure to Krishna. This, what is Bhakti Lata Bij? Giving Krishna, in Hindi we say Krishna Sukhavancha. Giving pleasure to Krishna. This seed. And how when that creeper grows, what are the problems that we may face? What are the fences? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was talking about the fence. And in purport, Srila Prabhupada wrote that what is the fence? Regulative principles and association of pure devotees. This is our fence for Bhakti Lata Bij. And there was very interesting thing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was talking about, that sometimes there are Bhakti Lata Bij and around there is grass and unwanted weeds. Sometimes, he said that sometimes we think that we are watering Bhakti Lata Bij, but we don't know that years and years we are watering the unwanted weeds. So, hearing and chanting and watering the right plant. Sometimes we see devotees, it's so many years, but this devotee, sometimes we think like this, how he's not getting any realizations, how he's like this, watering the wrong plant. We have to recognize. That's why we need a guru, and we have to recognize what is Bhakti Lata Bij, and are we feeling it? Are we feeling? I was listening to a lecture, and one Maharaj gave a very beautiful example of what is that Bhakti Lata Bij and how you know that it's within you. He was describing one little example that when we are eating prasadam, when we are honoring prasadam, and there is no salt in prasadam. Like, oh my God, please give me salt. That's our first. Give me salt. There is no salt. If we get this realization, oh, Gopinath didn't have any salt. Oh, Krishna Sukhavancha, first Krishna, oh, he didn't have any salt. Oh, I wonder how he was eating. Always thinking of Krishna. Then you should think that yes, I'm having little taste. That I'm always thinking of Krishna. I'm always thinking of giving pleasure to Guru and Krishna. This tendency, and who is the proprietor of this tendency of giving pleasure to Krishna? Anybody? Yes, he's Radharani, which is a sole proprietor. There are not many proprietors. Sole proprietor of giving this tendency. That's why but mercy of Radharani. What is the mercy of Radharani? What Radharani is doing? Always giving pleasure to Krishna. That's why all our acharyas who got mercy of Radharani, they cannot speak nothing but Krishna. Radharani is speaking nothing but Krishna. So yes, this is the mercy of Radharani. So that's how he educated. There are many things. We are not. We are out of time. We have 1 minute. So yeah, and finally, he got empowered. I will share you the shlokas. There are some very beautiful purports about the society, about how we can live in society, about Prabhupada is giving instruction that how to live in society. If you think that society is going some other direction, he knew everything. He's writing in purport that society is how we should take it. If we knew that some devotee or bunch of devotees is bunch of devotees may be doing something wrong, how we should take it, how we should, Prabhupada, there was a quote of Prabhupada, tolerate, 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 and cooperate. I was discussing this with his guest Mahabhagat Prabhu, and he added one more thing. He was like, not only tolerate, celebrate the devotees, not only just tolerate them. Okay, he has this quality, you celebrate that quality and you bring out that quality and give that quality to Krishna and give that quality in service of Krishna. So not only tolerate but also celebrate. And at third, when he was, his land was fertile with humility, and then he got education, and then finally he got empowerment. Can you pull up the verse 1.202, Antilila CC, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is describing that, yes, now I have finally empowered. He's saying 202. Yes, anybody?
I empowered both of these brothers to go to Vrindavan to expand the literature of Bhakti.
Yes, in one of the purports of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada describes that it is important to get guidance of Rupa Goswami. Without guidance of Rupa Goswami, nobody is empowered. And we see, I was reading how Srila Prabhupada was empowered by Rupa Goswami. And I sent you an article on WhatsApp. So this will be the how Srila Prabhupada was empowered by Rupa Goswami to know Krishna, and then finally, again, this article will show the humility of Prabhupada, and then how he got educated. He was already educated, and then how he got empowered. But the base of humility. So this is a very beautiful article. You got it? You can pull up in your phone and read it. That's also. So there was a. So we can read it. It's last. Anyone? Yes.
Sripal Hridayananda Babaji Maharaj was born in Sarthak and has been Pujari for 17 years. He lives next to the Radha Damodar temple. When at the beginning of an interview, Babaji Maharaj was asked if he knew Srila Prabhupada, he began to cry. He said, "Never have I seen anyone do sadhana as he did. I have lived all my life in Braj, and I have never seen anyone like him. Prabhupada did many adverse things. He worked very hard there at the Radha Damodar temple. At that time, it was austere, undeveloped, and very muddy and dirty, and with no facility."
Yes. Somebody else.
Many years later, when I heard it was actually he who had been chosen by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to spread the Hare Krishna Mahamantra around the world, I was not surprised. Prabhupada spread this Krishna consciousness by the mercy of Rupa Goswami. Prabhupada used to pray to Rupa Goswami, "Please give me a mercy," and then he got that mercy. I know this because I saw some things he did at Radha Damodar temple. My room is still located in the same place as it was then, in 1964 or 65. Many times in the middle of the night, at midnight, or 1 or 2 in the morning, I would hear a voice crying from inside the courtyard near Rupa Goswami's Samadhi Mandir. That voice was calling out and crying, but I did not know what it was because I was trying to take rest. But one night in the full moon, I heard that voice again. So I climbed up to the roof of our house and looked down into the Radha Damodar courtyard. I saw something very big. Srila Prabhupada was sweeping the courtyard of Sri Rupa Goswami's Samadhi. He was bending down with a small broom, and as he swept the ground by Samadhi, he was crying out, "Hey Rupa, hey Sanatan, hey Gurudev, please give me a mercy. Without your mercy, I cannot do anything. Give me the mercy. Give me the strength that I may fulfill your orders." Then I realized that it was he who he was sweeping this. Hare Krishna.
Yes. There are many accounts of a lot of Babajis who saw Srila Prabhupada, and I was reading it that he was chanting, and it was never, when Babaji was describing that he was chanting, every time I saw him at night and morning, he was chanting. And yes, yeah, I don't want to speculate, but I read it that he chanted like lot many rounds before, just like his Guru Maharaj, like Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. Before, for 10 years, he chanted 192 rounds. Yes, for 10 years, and how he lived, how he ate prasadam. When you see his photo with beard and all, that was the era of him. And for 10 years, that please empower me, chanting the holy names with humility. Yeah, then he got the empowerment, and just like that, Srila Prabhupada followed the footsteps. So with this, it is very important to glorify devotees, and then we will know Krishna. When our land will get fertile with, we say, sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy, which love matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. What sadhu sangha? When we have this genuine, love, this motherly vatsalya, mamta for sadhus, for acharyas, for gurujans, not only past gurujans, for present one too. So yes, I made it a little short because of the time. And yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Can we do question answer with breakfast table? It's late.
Jao.